What is going on, YouTube family? It's your boy Young Fob tapping back in with another vid. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got the match that started the greatest rivalry in sports history, man. We're talking about Ronaldo and Messi, the two big dogs of the soccer pitch, man. Hey, if y'all are new to the channel, I suggest y'all hit that subscribe button and let's get right into the video.
In fierce rivalries in different sports through the years. Joe Frazier versus Muhammad Ali in boxing. Roger Federer versus Rafael Nadal in tennis. Kobe Bryant versus Shaquille O'Neal in basketball. We saw them all and even more. I can tell you that none of them come close to the rivalry between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Gosh, what? You're telling me Ronaldo and Messi is bigger than Kobe and Shaq, bruh? Let's see. Oh my God. Cross?
One which began almost 2 decades ago.
Really?
How did that rivalry even start? When Ronaldo moved to Spain and they started playing in the same league? No, certainly not. It started before then, and today we'll be talking about the match that launched the greatest rivalry in sports history. But let's dial back a little. You see, in 2004-2005, the
Bro, I
kings
wasn't
of
even born yet, bruh.
football were Ronaldinho, Thierry Henry, Zinedine Zidane, Luis Figo, Kaká,
Ronaldinho!
David Beckham, and the likes. They were influential, skillful, and very entertaining. But certain kids were rising pretty fast. Their names, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo went to Euro 2004 on home soil, scored 2 goals, and helped Portugal reach the final of a major tournament for the first time in their history. While Lionel Messi went to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in 2005 and won the trophy for Argentina. These two guys were definitely up there as ones to watch for the future, and they were gaining ground very quickly. But the match that really launched this insane rivalry we all know of now, these youngsters were playing for 2 of the best clubs in the world, and their teams were made far better because of them. They were still in their early 20s and in the early stages of their careers, but they had already become the main men in their respective teams. Ronaldo, wearing the cherished number 7 shirt for United.
Ronaldo and Messi not have been the main man, the top striker on the team already.
And Messi, wearing the heavy number 10 for Barcelona. But that was not even the first time they met. They faced off in the semi-final of the same competition the previous season, and it was very keenly contested. Sparks did fly that day, and the English side came out on top. But nah, it was not the main event, it was a forerunner. What it did was that it set a precedent for what was going to be the main event the following season. You see, the 2008 to 2009 Champions League season went pretty well for Barcelona and United. They both won their groups, and Barcelona went on to beat Lyon, Bayern Munich and Chelsea in the knockout stages to reach the final, while Man United had to get past Inter Milan, Porto and Arsenal. As far as many were concerned, that final was a match between the 2 best teams on the planet. Not just because they had gotten to the final, but because of their status. They played the most beautiful and most dominant football on the continent.
Are these teams still the best ones? Are these teams look like, could Barcelona be compared to like the Boston Celtics? Or like, could Spain be compared to the Lakers? You know what I'm saying? Both just recently been crowned champions of their respective leagues, and between them, they had won 2 of the last 3 Champions League titles. So yes, by all standards, these were the best of the best that Europe had to offer. But more interestingly, they had 2 guys who were the present and future of not just European football, but world football. Ronaldo had already won a Ballon d'Or, while Messi had finished in the top 3 in back-to-back seasons, and was on course to win his first that year. Ronaldo had the crown, but Messi was coming for it. Going into that final, Messi was the top scorer at the tournament, but he wasn't ready to rest on his laurels. He wanted to take the crown from Ronaldo, and he was ready to do whatever was required. But things actually did not start how he and his Barcelona teammates hoped they would. Man United put so much pressure on the Spanish Giants from the very first whistle that Victor Valdez was forced to concede a throw-in just 10 seconds into the game. 1 minute in, Yaya Touré had conceded a free kick. Of course, Ronaldo stepped up and took the shot. Valdez saved, but he spilled the ball. But thankfully for them, PK was there to take care of the follow-up. The first 10 minutes of the game were really Ronaldo's show. Apart from the free kick, he had like 2 other attempts on goal, one from about 40 yards out and one from inside the 18-yard box. At this point, it was already
looking like it was going to be a long night for Barcelona, but then Samuel Eto'o stepped up and changed the entire complexion of the game. Iniesta exchanged passes with Messi in the midfield, after which he sent the ball forward to Eto'o. The Cameroonian striker cut inside and slotted the ball into the back of the net, and just like that, Barcelona took the lead against the run of play. Ronaldo tried to quickly bring United back into it, but Piqué illegally stopped him from getting into the box and got a yellow card for it. This time, it was Ryan Giggs who stepped up to play
What does a yellow card mean, chat? I've heard of that. I believe there's also a red card. I believe that means you're out of the game, but what does the yellow card mean?
free kick, but he sent the ball flying over the bar. In the minutes after the goal, all we saw was Ronaldo trying to drag United back into the game on his own. A shot from distance, header from a corner, dribbles and passes. He was doing all he could. Messi saw all of that and decided to respond. He received a pass from Eto'o, cut him, and shot from 35 yards out. He came so close to making it 2 for Barcelona, but the ball was only very slightly off target. Minutes later, the Argentine went on a marauding run, and it took 3 Man United players, Vidic, Carrick and Rooney, to stop him from getting into the box. The intent from both those guys were very clear. It was the biggest game of their lives, and they wanted to have a say. To help Ronaldo's quest, Sir Alex Ferguson made a half-time sub, bringing in Carlos Tevez for Anderson. Striker in, midfielder out. The intent was very clear for the second period. But unfortunately, that didn't do much to sway the game in United's favour, because just 3 minutes into the second half, Barcelona came close to extending their lead, but Van der Sar was forced to make a save to stop Thierry Henry. Still in the opening 5 minutes of the second half, Messi found himself on the ground in the 18-yard box and was asking for a penalty. But it was more in hope than expectation. But then, a couple minutes later, Spanish expectations were met. Iniesta was brought down at the edge of the box and they were awarded a free kick. The close-range free kick was taken by Xavi, who bent the ball around the wall, but he hit the woodwork. After this, Man United started putting some pressure on Barcelona. Rooney tried to send in some crosses, Giggs tried to create, and Ronaldo, as expected, was a threat in the box and even outside of it. But Barcelona's defense remained solid and impenetrable. The Red Devils continued to hustle and bustle, and then, once again against the run of play, Barcelona managed to produce a goal. Xavi sent in a beautiful cross into the box, and somehow, just somehow, it was Lionel Messi, the smallest man on the pitch, who jumped highest to get to the ball and score Barcelona's second of the night in the 70th minute. His boot came off in the process, and he picked it up and kissed it as he ran away to celebrate. This was his first goal against an English club, and it was huge. He had finally made an impact in the biggest game of his life, and he was so happy. That goal made Man United's job 10 times harder, but Ronaldo wasn't giving up. He was still doing everything he could, including jumping into tackles to try and win the ball. This caused him to get into it with Barcelona's right back, Carlos Puyol, a couple of times, and that battle eventually earned him a yellow card in the 78th minute. And things only got rougher. Man United was so desperate, so they started to make bad decisions. Skrtelec got yellow carded in the 81st minute for a bad tackle on Sergio Busquets, while Vidic got it.
How many minutes is a soccer game? 90 minutes, right?
His own caution in additional time for a
I thought it was an hour.
Cynical tackle on Messi. Speaking of Messi, he very nearly got a second goal in additional time. Iniesta found him in the box with a lovely pass, but Vidic was there just in time to clear the ball and stop any danger. And that was how the game ended, 2-0. Messi had won that battle, but not the war. He was named the fans' man of the match that day, finished as the top scorer at the tournament, helped Barcelona complete the treble with that win, and went on to win his first Ballon d'Or with Cristiano Ronaldo finishing as the runner-up. But Ronaldo was certainly one of the Man United players who could hold their heads high in spite of that loss. He attempted 6 shots in total that day, which was double the number Messi attempted. He also completed the same number of dribbles Messi completed in the game. But a little surprisingly, it was Messi who won more duels and made more interceptions in the game. And you know what's even more interesting? This game was more than just what was going on the pitch. There was a huge cultural shift happening everywhere. Everyone all around the world had their eyes fixed on this match, and it was mostly because of these two guys. The UEFA Champions League final between Manchester United and Barcelona went down as the most watched sporting event in 2009, beating the Super Bowl by a whopping 44 million viewers. Everybody left all they were doing to watch Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi battle it out in the the biggest game in club football, and they
Oh
both
my
delivered.
goodness, in
After that day, it was
2009?
confirmed that these two were the new faces of the sport. We thought we would have to wait and hope for them to meet in the Champions League again to get another taste of this face-to-face rivalry, but Ronaldo decided to make a move that changed all our lives. That summer, the Portuguese opted to move to Spain to join Barcelona's biggest rivals Real Madrid for what was the most expensive transfer fee that had ever been paid at the time. Was he motivated by the final against Barcelona? Maybe. Who knows? But what we know is that that move and the already existing Clásico rivalry between Barcelona and Real Madrid made the rivalry between Messi and Ronaldo 10 times bigger, fiercer, and certainly more marketable. Because of that move, we were guaranteed 2 games every season that would feature the two faces of football. And if we got lucky, we would get extra games in the Champions League, Spanish Super Cup, and the Copa del Rey, just like we did in 2011. Of course, as both players became bigger, better, and more experienced, the rivalry also continued to grow. But in all those years when they were in Europe together, we never got to watch Messi and Ronaldo go up against each other in a bigger game than the 2009 Champions League final. They met in the Copa del Rey final, Spanish Super Cup final, title-deciding La Liga games, and Champions League semi-finals. But despite the desperate hopes and prayers of fans, we never got to see Messi versus Ronaldo in another Champions League final or a World Cup final. This is why fans will forever hold the 2009 Champions League final so dear to their hearts. That game brought together two of the biggest football clubs of all time, two of the best coaches of all time.
That's literally like watching Kobe and Jordan play, man, or watching LeBron and Kobe play, bro. That's literally like, oh my gosh, there's
Some of the best
comparisons
players
to
of
that.
all time.
Wow.
And you could say that it officially kickstarted the greatest rivalry in sports history.
Wow, that's a crazy take, man. Do any of y'all actually remember watching this? Because that would have been pretty cool to watch back in the day, watching Messi and Ronaldo play. Hey, I learned a thing or two in this video. I hope y'all did too. If y'all want me to react to more videos like this, hit that comment button down below, man. Hey, like it, comment, subscribe. Hope y'all have a good day, and I'm going to catch you on the next video. Yes, up.